The whole idea for today is I'm going to finish up the new season for cricket. The new season is the 100. So, in case you didn't know what the 100 is, it's this competition in the UK where 8 teams from around the UK fight in a similar kind of competition to T20, but they've changed the rules a little bit to try and make it a bit simpler for new people who haven't played cricket before or seen it. And it's quite interesting because the style of it is completely different to anything else. It doesn't look a lot like the IPL or the the Big Bash or any of these other competitions. So one thing I did like about it is, okay, so if you're watching this, watch a video of this, yeah, so a really good one here. So immediately you can kind of see the kind of the screen graphics are different as well. This isn't going to be the game just yet. I think a lot of people aren't super keen on it, so I'm not going to do it, but some of the graphics look quite different, quite eye-catching. The kits are quite nice as well. It's very bright, colorful, clean colors. The other thing that's really cool are the teams. I think that the team designs are quite awesome. Like this one, for example, just looks really cool. I think all the different colors are super bright. The designs are quite kind of eye-catching. And so the reason I want to pick it up, I think the other reason is the women's game is quite small, and one of the things about the 100 is that every team has a men's and a women's team, so it kind of put on equal footing in terms of like promotion, marketing. Even the kits are the same, and when you watch the matches, you actually have the women's games and the men's games on the same day. So here, for example, you'll have the same match between Oval and Trent, between the women, and then afterwards the same match. In fact, sometimes, most of the time, in the same place, which is really cool. So you can kind of show up during the day, and you get a whole day's worth of cricket, and it's quite fun to watch. And the tickets, it's interesting. The tickets in the UK, like, this is actually quite good pricing for tickets. This is gold, so I think gold is maybe I think you should probably get gold tickets, to be honest. 40 pounds, which is a lot of money actually. 34, not too bad for silver, but it goes all the way down to 18 pounds for bronze. So if you get in early, you can probably get some nice tickets for the matches. So yeah, that's really, really cool. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I think the whole idea is to try and finish up a couple of things. The first thing is to do the kits. So I'll show you what the logos look like. So these are the 8 teams. So we've got Trent, Southern, Oval, Manchester, Birmingham, Northern, Spirit, and Welsh Fire. So 8 teams, kind of similar to the IPL. And the kits, so if we just do the 100 and then kits, these are a little less exciting to me, I think, because the sponsors are if you don't know these sponsors, they are chips packet sponsors. So I'll show you what. So all of these sponsors here, KP for example, or Tyrrell's, if you type in Tyrrell's, they're just crisps or chips, depends on where you are from the world, but it is literally like chips. And it's the same with like Hula Hoops, which is another sponsor. Sorry, there you go, there's a picture of it. So yeah, I mean, it's not inspiring, to be honest. Pop chips and McCoys, these are all British flavored chips. But I think that the designs themselves are quite cool. The designs are quite bright and colorful, and I think it's very difficult for you to confuse two different teams. except I guess in this picture it's not very clear, but here you can kind of see, yeah, it's not easy to confuse them, because like here's clear orange and yellow, like this purple, green, like every team has their color. Only 2 teams have a similar color, and I think that's the hula hoops and the Butterkist. But even that, I think they've changed it since. Oh yeah, here you go. You can see all the different chips packets that are the sponsors. So the thing with the 100 is it's new. It's the first time they've run it. The rules are a bit weird. I'm not gonna copy those rules in. I'm gonna leave the cricket game to be what it is. But what I like are the designs. I'm gonna try and bring those in. So to that end, I'll show you what I've worked on so far. These brands are okay. I mean, if you look at, for example, my least favorite kits, I think, have to be CPL, just because I think they're just too. Oh man, kids. They're just too all over the place. Like, it's not clean. The designs, for example, look at these ones. Yeah, I don't like when designs are so complicated. So, for example, look at how many different logos are in each one. So, okay, let's look at this one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 10 logos in each kit. That's not clean. Like, if you look at like a clean logo, okay, so these ones, 1 logo and the one on the top, that's the team logo, and that's your sponsor. That's as much as you need. You don't need to make it more complicated. A really good example is, like, if you look at English Premier League kits, and just let's look at some of these. So simple. You have 1 logo for the team and 1 logo for the sponsor, but people love it because it's iconic. It's easy to see. If you just like show someone a picture of, like, the middle one, for example, Stoke City, like, it's a constant, like, everyone knows what it looks like. Like, that's Arsenal. Everyone knows Arsenal. It's very clear. But if you look at something like this, it's like, it's just too many colors, like green and orange and black. No, I think it's not right. This is much better, I think, because it's so clean and simple. The colors are so distinctive. From, like, if you zoom out, you can still kind of tell which team is which. So you can see here I've done some of the kind of the fake versions of the logos. So, for example, I've got KP is PK. I can't use any of the real names, unfortunately, but one day maybe. But until then, I have to go with the fake names. So what I'm going to do actually is open up what I use to make the game, a tool called Unity. And if you've got any questions, by the way, feel free to put it in the chat. We have a chat running on the side, and I'll just post in it right now, so you have something. I post in the chat if you have any questions. I love talking to fans of the game, people who want to talk about Super Cricket, Super Cricket 2, All Stars, just general stuff, even like how to get into the industry, how to make video games, or even just life. Like, if you want to just chat about how things are, how you're doing, how's your day, happy to have a chat about stuff like that. So let's look at this stuff. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to do a couple of things actually today. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at those kits. So I'm going to look at these kits. Second thing I'm going to do is complete the player ratings. So for the 100, I've added about, I guess we'll find out. I'm opening the spreadsheet now, but we're going to have about, I say 300 players or something. Let's have a look. These are all the players I've added so far. There you go. Okay. So we started at 1,205. So even before this update, you have 1,204 players in the game, each of which I have had to go in and set the ratings, where they're from, all these things. So 1,205 all the way to 1,428. So 223 new players are coming into the game. A lot of them are new, um, and some of them are existing players, but specifically a new version for the 100. So depending on how well they do in the 100, I'll bump up the ratings up and down based on their performance. So let's have a look at the kit situation. So the way I design a kit usually in the game is I've got already a set of patterns, like styles. So an example of a good style is something really simple, like maybe this is a good example. It's a simple kit. There's one color in the middle and then a second color for the arms. Like it's a nice simple kit design. There's more complicated ones, like you can have stripes, different kinds of stripes. You can have a slash across. Some of the best kits are quite complex. They have like lines across them. These ones are not real. I'll try and find something that's more. So if you look at the IPL 2021 kits, that's a good example. Some of these kits are quite special, right? Like this design of the lion. That's quite complicated, and I think when you look at it from a distance, it's very difficult for you to see it. Similarly, these kind of more triangular patterns, it's definitely more complicated, and maybe when you're from a distance, can you see that? Not really. The other thing is, of course, colors. Colors are a big part of it. So here's the game. So let's look at this. Nope. Don't do that. Okay. So we've got this character. He's our kind of default cricketer, Trent Bolt. For some reason, I picked Trent Bolt. But then we can kind of go in and change the colors immediately. So if I just go in here, I can quickly change, for example, let's change the color. So there you go. So you can see how I designed the kit colors. So I've got my 3 colors here, so I can change them to whatever I want. So let's say we go with some weird color like that. I can also change the pattern. So I have all these like red, green, blue kind of variations on the colors, and then I can do stuff like change the pattern of the kit, and it then I can change it to this one. And if I like a certain pattern, for example, I like this one with like dots on the bottom, I can then change the color of the dots using like black, and then a brand new kit design basically. So what I'm going to do is go through the 8 teams, not these 8 teams, but these 8 teams, and I'm going to try and find them like in a bit higher quality. So the 100 cricket kits 2021, and for some reason the same pictures keep coming up, so I'm going to try going into Google. That's a bit better, isn't it? It's annoying because I kind of want to see all the way down as well. I want to see the pants. It's okay. Maybe what I'll do is, I'll start with the shirts, and then I'll come back. Okay, the first thing I notice is it's already quite complex, the pattern. It's got all these like kind of lines through them, different shapes and stuff, so I don't know if that's going to be easy to do, but we'll see. This as well, again, they've got cool lines. I actually think this is quite cool. I don't think you can't really see them when they're like that one there. That's this kit, but you can't see that pattern. So that's going to be interesting. Do you know what I will do though? I will open some of these pictures from Cricinfo. Cricinfo is a really good website for this sort of stuff. They take so many pictures. The best thing about them taking pictures is they give you the exact kit that people are wearing in the matches. So sometimes maybe the kit on their website will be slightly off. It's always a good idea to just double check, make sure that the kit that they're actually wearing in the game is the kit that you put together. So yeah, like that. Birmingham's kit looks good. What was this team? Manchester. It's not the best names. I'm not sure why they called it Manchester Originals. It's I should probably read into that so I understand why. but it's quite nice, quite clean. Kind of reminds me of New Zealand kit, you know, black, kind of grayish. It's quite nice, isn't it? Quite clean, I think. So okay, we'll try and find more pictures of these kits. So let's try that one, and that one is good, and that one is good, and we need all 8 teams basically. So this is a bit of work, yeah, but it's always worth it. Just get the reference images, and then eventually, you know, you don't have to waste your time trying to think about like how does the kit look. So what we're gonna do is take one of these kits. So this is a good example. It's so weird, there's like all these different logo designs inside. I don't have any of those available, but I can kind of get it close, I think. So this is a simple one. The pants, different color to the shirt, so we can use something like this pattern, simple. Then we can try and color pick. So I have a tool to color pick. Color picking just means trying to take a sample of what color this pixel is on the screen. Then it gives me a code, and then in Unity I can just paste that code in here without the hash, and it gives me the exact color. So that's the same color as that in the game. So that's super helpful. Let me put the sponsor logo on the front. So the sponsor logo for this guy is KP. KP? Oh no, I don't know where it is. KP. It's KP, right? Yeah, it's KP. So this part's a bit annoying, but once I sort it out, it'll be super fast. So I have what I call sponsor logos, sponsors, and I have logos like here. I'll show you. So these are all the fake logos that I put in the game. Oh, thanks for the comment in the chat. Please update the game Super Cricket 2 and add new international teams, IPL teams, leagues. Absolutely. Part of what I'm doing here is actually going to find its way back into Super Cricket 2. That's what I've been working on for the last few weeks. I've been really silent on that because I wanted to make sure it's going to work out before I say anything. But the idea is all of the new teams and players that are coming to All Stars will also find their way into Super Cricket 2. So not going to promise too much here. I'll tell you some of the things that I'm thinking about working on. The 100, obviously. What do you call it? Cricket World Cup 2019 will be there. This year we have the T20 World Cup, and I will bring in some of the test series that a lot of people are really excited for. I know you've played a lot of Ashes scenarios in Super Cricket 2, so I will start bringing in new test scenarios that are not the Ashes. For example, Border Gavaskar test series, or you know, the Chapper Hadley Trophy and things like that. So you've got all these different competitions that you know, you kind of don't have in the game at the moment. So I would say probably have some patience. I'm only one person working on it, so it'll take me some time. But I have some really big plans for Super Cricket All Stars and Super Cricket 2. And so yeah, just I guess be patient, I think is the main thing. Okay, I'll show you what I've got. So I've got these different logos, and also if you can think of any teams and competitions and anything that you would like to see in All Stars as well, please pop them in the chat. I'd love to hear from you and what you like and what you want to see more of. So I'm gonna add more sponsors here. KPE. It's the one sponsor I've missed out apparently. There we go, save that. Alright, perfect. So it should be here. I have a lot of sponsors, as you can see. I've been making a lot of them for the last, I don't know how long now, 6 months I think. But it's fun. It's always fun to add new sponsors. It feels cool because you see them in the game, and it's like, yeah, that's new, and I want to get it. So for sure. The the other thing I have to do, this is something that I have to do for every season, is I have to, or I want to rather, I want to design a new splash screen. Splash screen is this thing that comes up at the start of the game. One thing I like about that is that, you know, every time you come into the game, it feels different, and it feels a little bit, you know, like fresh. So I think that's something that I really want to do as well. So if we look here, this is, you know, kind of similar to that, kind of, where he's not, his pants are not black. I think it's more like and then his like legs and stuff are, sorry, his pads are different color as well. That part's easy because that's just color change as well. So I can change his pads to the specific color based on whatever color I want, and his cap can be a different color as well. So I think in this, the caps are blue, light blue, so you can see there. So if I make it light blue, that's the kit right there. So it's not quite right, like obviously it's kind of the same, but there's all this extra stuff inside that I think we need it. So what I'll do is I'll save this for now, and then we'll come back to it. And we'll do it properly. So the way I do that is I then go here into my spreadsheet, and my spreadsheet has all of the data. It's quite boring, it's quite dull, but yeah, so there's just all this like colors and stuff I have to put together. So this team is called Oval. They are kind of bright green and dark blue. There might be a different kit pattern I can use for this actually. Might be this. No, that's not good. Maybe this. No. This one? Maybe? That's a bit better, isn't it? Slightly. Let's try that. No. Maybe. Yeah, okay, we can't use any of those. I think it'll have to be, yeah, it can't be that either. Okay, just leave it at something simple like, what was the one I used before this? I can't remember. This one? Yeah, okay. So I use this, I think it looks cool. It's called, I don't know what it's called. This one. Kit different pants swoosh. So there, put that in there. Is this a little bit tedious? I think the process could be a little bit faster, but I'm just trying to get everything done so I don't have much time to actually make it smoother. But I should. It's always a good idea to take the time and do it properly. Okay, let me just bin all these other colors because I think they're all wrong. There we go. So we did 8 kits for the 8 teams, and it shouldn't take too long. It should take like an hour, not even an hour, half an hour, not even half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. Because I've already got all the logos, so I think just have to do the simple color picking. So I do 3 colors. This is the middle one. Okay, once I have that, the pad, then this one is for the pads. Put that there. The cap is the same as this. I think. Can't remember, so let's go find out. No, it's a different color. Okay. Copy that. And paste it there, and then the name on the back. This is again something I have to keep remembering to do, is to make sure that the name is the right color. Sometimes I like to make sure I get it exactly right. But sometimes I'll have to change the colors just so I can actually see it. See, that's terrible, I think. Potentially, it's the worst one because I can't, if you zoom that out, Like you already can't see anything. Like that's really bad. You need to make it dark on light. So in my opinion, I would change that. I would make that black, or not even black. I could just make it like a dark blue, or even a light blue. If I made it white, it's more accurate technically, but I just think it's gonna look terrible because no one's gonna be able to see the player names. Can you imagine? It just looks like mush, like that. Sorry, like yeah, I'm not a big fan. Do you know what? That's accurate. That's what they have, so I'm just gonna pick that color. Let's go with that. It's a bit of a joke, really, but okay. Can't really waste too much time on that now. Okay, so we're happy with that, and the logo on the front is going to be KD. Okay, let's go to the next team in the competition. We have Southern Brave. This is the most complicated one, so let's come back to that one. Manchester. This one's easy. This one's pretty trivial. So we'll start with the sponsor logo because they're using the McCoy. Yeah, we'll start with that. Already it's the same one. And then the colors, I like to go with, start with something that's just got the right pattern on it. That pattern's good. Then go with the color change. There you go. So already this looks quite close to that. And I'm happy to keep it as it is. It's a little bit more bluish. So you can give it a tinge of blue. Yeah, I like that. And then these colors could have a little bit. Just a little, not too much. The reason you want that is because sometimes that just makes it pop from the background. If it's plain black, sometimes everything in the background is grey as well, with no color in it. So if you have a little pop of purple or blue or something, the black feels more punchy. But that looks really good, I think. You just let's go through the pictures here. I think it looks fairly similar to what they're actually wearing. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. We know what to do with the pads. I guess it's just nice and black, and the cap as well, nice and black. Copy those colors. Okay. So, what is this team? Manchester. Manchester's pad's gonna be black, and the cap is gonna be black. Not quite black. It's like one or two away. We need to copy this in here, and of course put it in here, and we need to copy the name of the pattern, which is kit_diagonal, and then copy the three colors. So this one, and then this one, and the third one is the same as the first one, and the name on the back will be Bond. Alright, 2 out of 8. Next is, let's have a look. What's the next team on our list? Should we do the yellow one? Oh, let's do this purple one. I've already got something for this, so that's good. So we'll start with the colors. We'll start with, sorry, the pattern. I've got something close enough, and then we'll change it as we need to. So first things first, get the color picker out. Let's go with that. I like that. This color is good. Oops, what did I do there? Oops. Copy that. Oh, sorry, get out of here. Paste this. Okay, first things I can tell is that's too bright. Just turn it down slightly. Yeah, it's good. Second color is slightly brighter than the first purple. That. And the third color is not used, so it's leave it black. Okay, why don't I like that? Because, well, obviously the sponsor logo is not right. Oh. Pop chips. That's pop chips. I'm gonna call it poo chips. Lame joke. And then I guess the thing about this, which is interesting, I guess, their kits are quite shiny. We don't do shine. We just do shine. Sorry. So it's hard to replicate that, but we're just gonna have to go with what we have. So let me change the pattern again. See if I can find something that's more like this. They have like all these different lines through them. No way. Nope. I must have something that's useful. Maybe this one? No way. This one? No. I think we don't really have something like that. So the closest is, yeah, probably what we had just then, which is this one. And it's not really the same. So what I'll do is I'll leave the colors as it is, and I'll just make sure everything else is lined up. Make the pads purple, make the cap purple. The cap is a little darker purple than it. How about that? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't do them justice, but look, I can come back to this in a bit and see how it goes. So, pad color is that kind of purple. Helmet color is that kind of purple. The kit name is Pop Chips. And it's got 3 purples. This is a lot of tedious work, I think, so in the future I'll probably try and speed it up somehow. Just don't know how, but I'll figure out some way and try and make it happen. But yeah, so leave that as it is. And then Trent is the next team. Trent is this kind of yellow kit. That's an unflattering image of what we have, but I'm gonna look past it. This is a good picture. Okay, so you can kind of see black trousers immediately. They have these kind of slashes across, so again, I don't have anything like that. So what we can do, I'm feeling a little bit fancy, so I'm gonna start opening up something to make changes like that. So I'm gonna open up Photoshop. Photoshop's going to help me make a new pattern for this. I've got all these different patterns down here, you can see. Unfortunately, I don't have one that has lines going across like this. So it's a good time for me to try and make that happen. There's this one here, which could be useful. I'll try that and see how it goes. The yellow is a difficult color for sure because it looks so different in different lights. Like this yellow here is actually quite dark. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. So copy that yellow and you'll see that it's actually quite dark. But then if you compare that with this yellow, oh, it kind of looks completely different. Oh man, it's hard to tell, but you get my point. Like that looks normal and that looks completely washed out. So I'd have to almost pull it down and make it a bit darker just to make it not look so hideous. Maybe it's a bit too dark. Yeah. Yellow's never been the easiest color for me to put into the game. Like the game's really not enjoyed having yellow in it. Chennai Super Kings especially, the logo for that is just really difficult. So there you go. Okay, so is that something? That doesn't really look good, does it? I mean, if I change this to say that's one of they don't use that. They have skips. That one and that one. And the pads, what color? The pads black. So black pads. Yellow cap. So something like that, but I could be lazy and do that, but I'm not. I'm going to actually try and get all the kits out. Don't know if that's the right file, but whatever. Is it the right file? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the kind of the Photoshop file that has all the different kits in it, kit patterns. So I'm gonna find one that's kind of similar. I'm gonna take that, copy it, call it kit underscore slashes. No, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Just slashes across. I don't know. Just anything, doesn't matter. Whatever I call it, it's just gonna end up being something I call it myself anyway. No one's gonna know. Then I'm just gonna quickly remove this blue because this blue is the arms, and this blue is the arms as well. And so is this, yeah. Okay. No. Oh well, I'm just gonna save that, and then going to do something simple like click this and just flip it. Maybe let's use the eraser real quick and just make like, I don't know, what is it gonna look like? It's a bit like, that's actually quite thin. So cancel that. And the thing I need to do is move this across like here. Then I need to cut this in half. And then I can do something simple. Cut that piece as well. Don't think we need so much. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then finally, yeah, and then just paste it for color. And do the same thing here. There you go. So we've got ourselves kind of a similar color pattern to that, and then we're just going to save this into Unity. So Control Shift X, just this PNG file. We'll put it in Kit Patterns. I believe I call it V3. Doesn't really matter. Kit and this kit hyphen slash across. So, yeah, save that. Go in here. So now we should have something called slash across. If I just take that, put it in here. That's the one. There you go. Excellent. So it looks a lot more like the final thing. One thing I don't like is that there's some yellow on his trousers, so I'm going to try and get rid of that. It's probably just here. And I have feathering on this one. Okay. That explains a lot. Okay. Just means like this section needs to be blue. Blue. There you go. Save that. Should fix this area here. Take its sweet time. Yeah, okay, cool. So, excellent. I think we have a bit of lack of sharpness there, so let's add sharpened edges. That works, sharpened ones as well. Let's just keep sharpening it forever. One more time. Oh, let's do that. One more time. Yes, better. Save that. Hopefully that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think it looks good, and just to double check that that red is the same red. I think it kind of looks the same, yeah. What color is the kit numbers on the back? It's black, so let's make sure it's black. I think that looks good. Yeah, no complaints. Could do that better, I think. Yeah, alright, sweet. So we'll call that brand new one, call it kit / across. And we use the skips logo. The colors are yellow, this one, it's black. The pads are black, the cap is yellow, and the name is black. Okay, so we've done 4, I've got 4 more to go. I'm not going to bore you with that. I think with that we'll just end the stream here. And I'll be back soon anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope you kind of learned something about it. If you want to learn any more about how the game works, or if you just want to ask any questions about the game or about anything, pop a comment. I will be trying to do more streams, trying to do more kind of dev stuff and explain how things work, and you know, try and just kind of do whatever feels like fun, to be honest. Anything that's like art related or code related, you know, really depends on what people want to see, and try and get this update all done and shipped over. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.